Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. It is digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I talk about some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Now today, of course, is a shorter version of Before the Four. We'll talk about the weather, we'll go through some of the day's top news stories, and then of course, we gotta talk about that pigskin playoffs now in the second round of the high school football playoff season. So everyone, welcome in, and I think it is about that time we start some stuff off. And starting things off in Huntsville, a former City of Huntsville employee accused of stealing thousands of dollars from a youth sports league will go on trial. Now, Heather Spire, who you're seeing on screen, was indicted by the Madison County Grand Jury for first-degree theft. Investigators say the embezzlement around $73,000 from Huntsville's Eastern League. Now, Huntsville Eastern League is not owned or operated by the City of Huntsville, but the city does give stipends to the league to help keep costs low for families. City leaders have never said what Spire's job was with the city, and Eastern League officials have not said what her role was with the league. Spire is currently set to go on trial next June. She is free on bond. And now another story. 4 kidnapping and murder suspects of a Huntsville teen will now go to trial. LaTorri Gaddis, LaToya Wells, Corey Wilson, and Desiree Cunningham have all been indicted by a Madison County grand jury. Gaddis is facing a capital murder charge for the death of 15-year-old Jamarius Logan, that's who you see on screen, as well as first-degree kidnapping charge for his disappearance. Wells and Wilson are also charged with first-degree kidnapping. Cunningham has been indicted for hindering prosecution. Logan disappeared from Huntsville in September of 2023 and was found dead in a shallow grave in Sikalala 2 months later. A 5th person tied to the case has been granted immunity for helping investigators. The witness told police that Logan pistol whipped and was taken to at least 2 different apartments in Huntsville to be beaten before he was taken to Sikalala. Now, Gaddis is still being held in the Madison County Jail without bond. Wilson, Wells, and Cunningham are currently out on bond. And now in Lawrence County, where a 70-year-old missing man was found dead earlier today in Bankhead National Forest. Daniel Whitaker, who you're seeing on screen, had last been seen Thursday around 4 p.m. near the Pine Torch Church within the forest. Whitaker's family told Lawrence County sheriffs that he was supposed to come home from his hunt around noon yesterday. Crews located Whitaker's car around 5:30 p.m. last night and was later found dead earlier today. The cause of his death remains under investigation. And now in Lauderdale County, where a Waterloo man is dead after crashing into a utility pole and later a tree. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency says 60-year-old Jeffrey Joyner was driving along Alabama Highway 20 near Lauderdale County 87 when his vehicle left the roadway, struck a ditch, and hit both a utility pole and a tree. Officials say the car he was driving caught on fire and was completely engulfed in flames. Police say Joyner was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. He was ejected from his car. Joyner was taken to North Alabama Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. And now it is that time we talk a bit about the weather heading into the weekend. We have 48 First Alert meteorologist Chelsea Aaron here with the latest forecast. How's it looking, Chelsea?
Well, thanks, AJ. Happy Friday, everyone. TGIF. We are clear and sunny this afternoon. Beautiful weather across the Tennessee Valley and temperatures trending much cooler with most areas only in the 60s. Here's a live look across Huntsville where we barely even have a cloud in the sky and temperatures, like I mentioned, are well below normal for the first time in quite a long time in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Keep the jacket handy because a fairly light northwest wind will make it feel even cooler at times as we head into your early evening hours, and expect winds to quiet down shortly after sunset. Clear skies will be in the forecast overnight, and with clear skies and also light winds, we will be tracking the threat of patchy to locally dense fog forming. If you do have an early morning commute on Saturday, make sure you allow yourself extra time. However, we could see additional cloud cover move in overnight, and this would likely limit the likelihood or threat of any fog forming. Your weekend looking beautiful for this time in November. Plenty of sunshine expected both days on Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures on Saturday ranging in the middle and upper 60s, but by Sunday we will start to trend warmer back into the 70s. Note each evening will still be cool with overnight lows ranging in the lower and middle 40s. Our next weather maker will bring increasing chances for rain late Monday evening, overnight, and into next Tuesday. Right now, no severe weather expected, just another good soaking rain. And behind this front, we will be tracking noticeable colder air moving in with high temperatures on Wednesday staying in the 60s. And by Thursday, we might not even make it into the 50s. Overnight lows will fall likely into the middle and upper 30s, and we will be watching closely for our first potential freeze of the season.
Well, thanks, Chelsea. Now it is a big day for Madison residents. A brand new Costco opened up earlier today, and it's got many excited. Yesterday, 48's Daquan Lee reported on the grand opening, and take a look.
The wait is over, Madison residents. The Costco on Highway 72 will officially open Friday morning, saving Madison residents the time of commuting to Huntsville's Costco for their needs. But longtime residents like Jeff Luval believe the new Costco may exacerbate traffic issues that already affect the city.
Through the years, Madison's grown very quickly and increased in population, and particularly in the high-density housing and also with these retail areas, and they bring a lot of traffic, and I don't think the road infrastructure has kept up with the density of those kinds of structures.
Some residents like Catherine Cushion say they're fortunate enough to work from home and avoid most of the peak traffic hours, but she has noticed the traffic light near Costco doesn't allow a smooth flow to traffic.
Hopefully with people coming in and out of Costco, maybe they'll add a better timer or some new lights or just the traffic lanes, because they've added some lanes farther down the road. Maybe it'll eventually work, but we're excited about it.
Breland Companies developed the land that Costco's now built on. Their spokesperson, Joey Cece, says they've been hard at work with the county and the state, making adjustments exactly like what Catherine wanted.
There's traffic engineers, there's engineers for the county, we've got engineers that work for us. All of those guys work together to come up with a plan. Again, they've come up with these additional lanes that we've installed, and again, they'll continue to monitor, and if more changes are needed, then we'll make those changes.
Awesome. And now in Decatur, where city officials held a listening session between them and the residents in hopes to cool off the tension currently going on between law enforcement and the residents. 48's Nick Ballinger attended the meeting last night, and take a look.
Into this store. A Decatur community still heartbroken and outraged by the Decatur Police Department. Thursday night was their chance to finally hear answers on what changes will happen within the department, or so they thought.
I actually thought that we were going to come here and listen to him to see what he has implemented already. That didn't happen.
Nick Perkins' brother Steve was shot and killed by a Decatur police officer in September of last year. His death has led to this community pushing Chief Todd Pinion to make serious changes. And tonight was clear they continue to push.
And it was tough, but that's fine. This world is tough, and there's a lot of hard things, and there's been a lot of hearts broken here tonight, and that hurts for me.
Chief Pinion tells me his silence tonight was for a reason.
I've been told by lots of people that they didn't feel like I have sit around and listened to some of this stuff, and that's what tonight was about.
I am stunned that you would call all of us here for silence. It's just par for the course at this point.
Now, instead of asking to hear Pinion, Perkins is now demanding action.
The community's been screaming for the last 14 months, and we're tired of talking. At this point, we don't want to hear anything at all. We want to see something. They have a slogan that if we see something, say something. So we have seen something. We're waiting for them to say something.
It's important for me to let people know that they are heard and they're understood.
And now we got to talk about those pigskin playoffs now in the second round. North Alabama teams hoping to advance to the next round include Hackleburg, Falkville, Pisgah, Lauderdale County, Fife, Sylvania, Mars Hill, Geraldine, Central Florence, Brooks, West Morgan, Madison Academy, Scottsboro, Boaz, Hartselle, Fort Payne, and Muscle Shoals. If you're rooting for any of those squads tonight but can't quite make it to the game, you're in luck, because we're on your side tonight with all those scores from the games in real time. You'll just head over to our website, WAFF.com. You'll go to the sports section and then sports scores. You're also just not going to want to miss 48 Blitz tonight in our 10 o'clock newscast for game highlights from your teams, and of course 48 Blitz OT for recaps from all the high school football playoffs. From 48 Sports Director Carl Prather, the 48 Blitz OT show will be right after the 10 o'clock newscast, starting up at 10:30, and you're just not going to want to miss it. That is for sure. But with that said, that is just about all the time I have in today's Before the Four. But of course, thank you for watching and spending just a bit of your Friday afternoon with me here. If you haven't done so already, make sure you download the 48 digital app, the 48 First Alert Weather app, and of course, the 48 Sports Zone app. Turn on those push notifications and you will never miss a breaking story. But with that said, that's all the time I have. But as always, I have to thank you for watching. You all have a great night.